How's the squad looking?
We haven't had the secret troubles in terms of injuries in the last couple of weeks. We've starting a positive. Mika Mandron will take part in the session today. It's probably too soon for him to be involved tomorrow, but we'll have a look at him. Killian Phillips hasn't trained all week with a back spasm, and Elvis Bwomono came back from international duty with a calf strain, so he'll be ruled out. Obviously we've got Evan already ruled out, and lastly Alex Yakovedi has had not quite a recurrence of his injury, but in around that area, so he's had to pull out on Wednesday, so he won't be available either.
It's quite a list considering
yeah,
how big that game is.
Yeah, there's been no game, so it's Alex obviously a previous injury. I say flared up, it's nowhere near as bad, and I want to be, I'm not 100% factual, it's the exact same area, but it's hamstring stroke back. We believe it's probably more back than hamstring, which will, probably will be 7 to 10 days, so it's not a major issue. Obviously Killian's a concern, he hasn't trained all week with a back spasm, but and other than that, we're good.
Is Toyosi, is he suspended for this one?
Yeah, Toyosi's suspended, which is a real frustration for us.
Have you had any, I'm just wondering if you've had any communication from the SFA about that second yellow? Yeah,
we have, as always, so that's the second yellow card that's led to a red card. We've had an apology for that. Shouldn't have happened, shouldn't have led to a red. And unfortunately we get punished on the Saturday because we have to play over 20 minutes with 10 men, which we've done brilliantly and should have won the game. And now we get punished, double punishment again the following week. So that's been 3 times that's happened now, and they can't review yellow cards, but when it leads to a red and is that blatantly wrong, then it should do, and we're having double punishment for that, along with other teams. By the way, we're not the only team this has happened to. We're top of the league for decisions against again, but as I say, these second yellow cards, we're not the only team this has happened to, but it's like double punishment, which is incredible. You get your apology, and unfortunately it doesn't change anything.
Is that something the law needs to be tweaked a wee bit, do you think, the rule regarding that?
It has to be. I mean, if the referee makes a mistake on the day, you get punished for that, which it was a blatant error, which they admitted, and then you get punished the week after. It doesn't seem right when you've ultimately not done anything wrong. It happened twice with Scott's Hanser, where second yellows led to a red, so we have to do without Scott then for the following week as well. And then a small squad over a course of a season, them decisions are huge in terms of your finishing position in the league.
Was the apology for Mully?
It was not an apology, it was an acknowledgement. I don't get involved with it, I let Keith deal with it, so it was an acknowledgement of a mistake. We all knew it was a mistake at the time anyway.
At this time, when there was 3 games before this, is that the more frustrating point that, these next 3 games could define a season in terms of prize money, Europe, anything and everything? And it's those kind of decisions that are leaving you very, very short up front, obviously. Yeah, we are short at the moment, but I'm not a big believer in it. I always think, right, well, other people get opportunities now. So step up and take your opportunity. People have waited a long time, they've wanted the chances, they've trained well, they've shown a great attitude. So again, you asked me the question about Toyosi, you asked me the question, did we get an apology? I didn't bring it up, so it's a case of you go with what you have. We believe we're strong enough to win the game. We believe that we've got 3 games now where we can go and get good points, a good amount of points, and see what happens. You can't worry about everybody else, you can only worry about the next game. Kiltie are a challenge, similar to ourselves, got into Europe, struggled early on, and it's catch up probably, a little bit of injuries catching you out as well, and decisions. But it's a tough game, but one we're looking forward to, one we're well prepared for, and go in quietly confident.
You'd have to say, your dual win against Kilmarnock, I think it's about 4 years since St Mirren managed to beat Kelly. What makes them such a tough nut to crack, do you think, Steve?
Well, I haven't been here 4 years, so I can't take the blame for all of that. Somebody said to me about 30 games or something. I definitely haven't played Kilmarnock 30 times, although I did get a flight back with Billy Barry on Sunday, so maybe Billy's got a spell over us, I don't know. Nothing in particular, there's nothing between the sides, both good sides. Both don't get acknowledged for the level of football we play at times. I think people say we're organised and we're physical. People take that as a slant. I think that's the minimum you should be as a manager and a coaching staff. Your team should be organised, and Derek certainly has his team organised. They're good at set plays, but that doesn't take away that they've got a lot of talented players in the team as well. I think Daniel Armstrong's a very, very good player. think the boy, they said Watson's a very good player as well. Martin Watson is a midfielder, a young midfielder as well, very good player. So they've got lots of talent in the team as well, and I think both very similar sides with not a lot in it.
Are you surprised by their position in the league, Stephen, considering the players that they've got at their disposal?
I'm not sure anything surprised me this season because it's so tight. You say their position in the league. We could win and be 1 point off top 6. And the same with Kiltie, obviously maybe a few more points difference in it, but there's so little in it. And these fine lines and fine margins, injuries, decisions, not taking a chance or individual errors are really defining everybody's season at the moment. So where they are in the league isn't that far away from us. Isn't that far away from 6th place. But people in 5th and 6th place are having an incredible season. So it depends what narrative you want to put out. Kilmarnock are a good side. We're a very, very good manager. We're a good side. It's sometimes you get things go your way. Things have very much not gone our way. So I'm looking forward to all this good luck coming in the last 7 games, and perhaps we finish, Champions League place or something.